Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we are going to be watching a video featuring Dr. K, the healthy gamer guy, and who appeared on the Diary of a CEO podcast. They are talking about male influencers, the masculinity crises, and what it is to be a man in today's society. Um, you know, and this is his opinion on the men, the state of men, basically in today's society. Why is this of relevance? There are many young men who are lost. There are many young men who feel lost, who don't know what to do because they are being squeezed left, right, and center. New laws are ever present where they favor women to advance in society, and it puts men at a disadvantage economically because men are typically the breadwinners. Their status in society is based on how much money they can earn, how much of the labor that they acquire, and build status around that. Whereas women are judged on their looks, and this is how society has been all throughout human existence. Okay, and now that women are also able to take part in the labor markets, men I feel felt sidelines because whereas women can rely on both beauty and their earning potential, men can only do the latter, and therefore it's leading to a crisis in men because they realize that they're not getting any dating opportunities, that they to get any type of opportunity that they need to become super successful. And we live in the times where it's very difficult for you to become super successful because there are different competing philosophies online on how to go about this. And especially the terrain is ever changing with AI technology coming in. What I'm here to tell you is that the only thing left for you to do is to become famous, because once you are famous, you are seen as a king. You are seen as somebody who is greater than what you actually are. You are seen as somebody who is competent, somebody who is can garner attention, somebody who is worthy of attention, and women will naturally become attracted to you. People will want to become close to you. They want to be your friends because you are able to talk to mass audiences. You are able to appeal and influence mass audiences. You need to become an influencer, and you need to do this the correct way, which is by becoming respectable, becoming a subject matter expert, by rising to the top, and build your kingdom and be seen as a king. But let's see what these two guys have to say.
The recent wave of internet masculine influencers who have like Bugattis and lots of women and sports cars, and there's many of them. There's many of them, and they seem to be resonant for some kind of reason.
The reason they're resonant, because if you are seen as having lots of girls and lots of cars, it signifies social status, and people will look up to you. They will think, oh, there must be something special about him if he's able to allocate, collect all these resources. If he's able to, having a supercar is a waste of money if you really think about it. But why is it seen as something that the super rich do? Is because you're so fucking rich that you can waste money on this stupid car, right? That is what it is. There's always some fucking people who are like, oh, I like sports cars, it's my hobby. Fuck you, right? What it really comes down to is it's just an extravagant show of wealth, but it's significant because you can't fake it, right? And there's people who say, oh, you can rent it, you can rent like a Lamborghini or something. But even to rent a Lamborghini, you still need more money than acquired than the average person makes. Even if you're renting it, you're showing that, oh, I can waste this amount of money. Okay. So yeah, it is to signify that you are somebody, that you are somebody who is wealthy, somebody who's competent, who can require money, and having lots of girls is a signal that you are attractive to other women. Okay, because if a girl sees you with lots of girls, they'll be like, oh, there must be something special about that man if he has lots of girls around him. So it's not this, oh, I wonder why this is happening. It's pretty obvious. So I don't get why this guy is acting all dumb.
That are kind of saying that the way to be a man is to have loads of money, lots of women, these kind of cars, physical strength, and there's just this huge sort of generation of young.
It's not this is how you become a man, right? It's right because if most men could get a girlfriend, if most men could get status without being hyper masculine, then they'll take the easy route out. But the thing is, it's being able to fight, having muscles is attractive to women. So why not check that box? It intimidates other people. It's a sign of strength. And then having loads of flashy cars means it shows your wealth, and having lots of girls around you means you're super attractive. So it already puts a precursor and an aura around you of who you are, and lots of people will be looking your way. And now if you do that online, you get lots of followers. Okay, and then you have like somebody who has like 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers online, and then people wonder like, well, there must be something special about this person, and opportunities start rolling in. Okay, like dating opportunities, financial opportunities. People will hit you up, invite you to parties, like social opportunities. All these things come your way because um the access to these things are becoming so restricted, and people are being priced out, that the only way to live that life now is for you to become a multimillionaire. Most of you people watching, if you're not a millionaire, right, if you're on your way to becoming a millionaire, having the money isn't enough. It is also, you have to showcase it. You need to become famous, and if you're someone who's poor, you're not gonna be able to work your way to the top. Okay, but becoming famous, having the ability to garner attention, to build a following, is very, very doable for you. And that is what we do here at Royal Instinct. I'm looking for 100 people who want to go on the journey of building a kingdom, to be seen as a king and rise to the top, so you could get all these opportunities that people are after. If you want the best dating opportunities, you need to become famous and need to, because even if you look at these two guys, right? Why has he got this podcast? He's trying to build his fame. Why is the other guy, not just a psychiatrist for some clinical psychiatrist and working in some hospital? It's like, no, he's like, he can work with more people, charge more if he has the ability to become famous and build a business off the back of that.
Typically men that are now disciples of that religion.
Yeah. So I think if you dislike that toxic masculinity, what we need to understand is it's the people who hate that toxic masculinity that are driving these people towards it. So I know this is kind of crazy. So what's happened is this has grown, right? And as it's grown, what have we done? We've demonized these people. We've said these people are bad. And as we demonize them, what's happened? They've grown stronger. So this is something that's very important to understand. If you are a man and you say, I am suffering today, what is the response that you're going to get?
Shut up.
Absolutely.
Not in those exact words, but that's whatever the words are, that's what they mean.
Now, I want us to be very, very careful.
The thing in today's society is it's like, if one group of people speaks out saying we're suffering, there's always somebody more disadvantaged than you in society. Like, even if me, right, with all my intelligence, with the life that I live, if I wake up one day and say I'm suffering, right? Oh, like, do you know what? I have this problem in my life. Okay, right? Like, I'm an Indian person who grew up here in the West, for example, right? I grew up in Germany. I live in England. I've been brought and raised in the West. But if I was to say, do you know what? Like, do you know what? My life is shitty in this regard. There's also a billion Indian people living in poverty in India. Okay, and they're all worse off than me, and they'll be lucky to be in my situation. So therefore, I don't have a right right, to say anything negative about my life. And for a lot of men, it's like just well, a lot of all women say that it's more that we have the more privileged sex, that males are the more privileged gender. Therefore, men can't complain because women have it worse. Okay, so as a man, you can never win. Okay, and the only way to win, right, is for you to suffer in silence, but rise to the top so you can have the spoils of war. And whether it's right or wrong, it is the how the world works. Okay, like you no one's ever, unless you're a child, children are treated differently, but once you become 14, 15, 16 years old, once you start getting to those ages, and then after 18, you literally you are on your own, okay, as a man. And most men watching this, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. The only thing that is left for people to do is, because you're not going to work your way out of poverty, you're not going to be able to most people can't find a girlfriend because rich millionaires are dating them. So you have to become what these women want. Okay, it's no way to go about it. Like most women call men trash, right? But most men want to date women. Um, so to be not trash, you have to rise to the top, become a millionaire, live a lavish lifestyle, because this is what women of today demand, right? And they'll tell you no, but it's like this is what they want, so you have to become what they expect us to do. But right, there's so few of that caliber of men that if you do rise to the top, you actually are able to flip the situation into your own benefit. That you are able to, if you know what you're doing, that you are able to build, that you're able to date on your terms, that you are able to, because you have to rise to the top and become a king, right? You can't just become a millionaire and think that is, oh, now I'm rich, I'll get all the women. You have to present yourself as a king. You have to be a king. You have to build a kingdom. And once you build a kingdom, only queens would want to date you. So you're able to pick a better caliber of
right? So if you are listening to Steven say people tell you to shut up, and your first thought as a listener is, no, that's not true, that's the problem. So if people agree with you, they understand what you're saying. But if they disagree with you, that's the problem.
Yeah, what? So what he's saying is, and what I was getting at is that nobody is willing to listen to you. Even if I was to complain, nobody's willing to listen to me, because people are like, there are worse problems than you, right? So even if I have a little problem, right, but it might be large, it might be a large problem to me, affecting my mental health. But as a man, nobody cares about that. Okay, what he's trying to say is you need to change the attitude of every problem is worth listening to, which is a kinder way to go about it. It's a more human way, a more empathetic way of living life. But in reality, that's not how it works.
We literally have a man who is telling us right now that your experiences, when I say I'm suffering, people tell you to shut up. And then people are going to be judging you for saying that. And they're going to be saying, no, that's not true.
They're going to be saying, shut up.
Absolutely. Right? So this is exactly the problem. So men are struggling right now, and the rest of the world says, no, you're not. You're privileged. You're a man. There's a patriarchy. And I'm not commenting on the sociology of it. There is a patriarchy, whatever. Men have many advantages in life. I've experienced many advantages of being a man. It's absolutely true. I
love the fact that he has to apologize now for being a man. That, oh yeah, I have all these advantages. Look, man, there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. It's like, but each individual person's human experience is what, at the end of the day, what matters. So if they're men struggling, right, they need a place where they can feel safe to share, to seek advice. But those institutions don't exist anymore, right? Before, men solve problems by doing things, and then as they're doing things, that they tend to share and shoot the shit, in essence, right? And share their experiences, but there needs to be a central activity involved. Whereas, like, that's not how women do. Women just share just for the sake of sharing, because it feels good to share. Men need a central task for the ability for them to share. But what is the solution? Okay, like talking about it is not going to be a solution. Like you still need to have like the thing is most men want to have sex with just one woman, and marry one woman and be in a relationship. Okay, right? That's not possible in today's society anymore, right? Because of the current state of the dating market, right? Women have endless options, and anything that goes wrong in relationships, they can walk out and say, "Oh, you're being toxic," and then just walk out. Okay, so to protect yourself from that type of environment, you need to have the ability to date multiple women, right? Because if one leaves, then you can replace her. Okay, now the best way to go about doing this is by building fame, right? Having lots of money doesn't work. You need to build lots of fame. You need to be seen as a king, rise to the king, to experience the most optimum dating life possible.
Let's not go there. I'm talking about the individual experience of men. So there is one group of people on the planet who says, yes, your life does suck. And that's these toxic masculine people. They're the only people that truly validate men's experiences. Because everyone else says, why are you complaining? And these guys say, yeah, you're a fucking loser. What are you going to do about it? They at least meet you where you're at. And they say, yes, your life is hard, and I will show you a way to make it better. Whereas the rest of the world says, no, your life isn't hard. What are you complaining about? And I've seen this as a doctor. I've seen patients who are complaining about pain, women who are complaining about pain because they have an internal bleed within the wall of their uterus that cannot get detected. And they're saying, I'm hurting, I'm hurting, I'm hurting. And we ignore this person's pain. And that's when things go bad. So for years and years and years, we have ignored the struggles of men.
And this is by design. This is what the elites want. They know if they can subdue men, that they'll be able to take over and squeeze out resources out the last remaining populations, and basically take over all resources. They don't want men to date. They want to keep men struggling, because then they become an ever-ending consumer of addictions. I mean, you can just see it you can look at the OnlyFans epidemic and just see, like, like men are really struggling out there. Whether it's with porn addiction, whether it's with emotional connection, because they believe that having this connection with an OnlyFans girl is going to solve their relationship issues. They're real men out there who think that they could actually have a chance at this person being their girlfriend. It's a tough situation where we're at. We are in my estimation, is nothing's going to fucking change, because there's too many other fucking problems to deal with. You as an individual watching this, you are responsible for yourself, okay? And what I'm telling you is that the best way for you to make it is to ensure that you become famous, right? Because a lot of your problems will go away, right? You'll have access to women, you'll have access to money opportunities, to business opportunities. You'll start making money, and you'll start living a higher quality of life, okay? Because you'll be seen as somebody who's important. You'll be seen as somebody who is able to garner attention, and then you can start building out a kingdom, and then you'll be seen as a king. Here on Raw Instinct, I'm looking for 100 people who want to go on this journey of building a kingdom, who want to be seen as a king, who want to develop building a kingdom, who want to network with other kings, who want to rise to the top and become the new de facto leaders, right? As sad as it is, right? If I had a magic wand, right, I'll end all suffering in the world, right? But I don't have a magic wand, okay? But I do have a vision, a better world for people to live in, and I want to take you there. I want to take my followers there. I want to take 100 kings there, build 100 kingdoms, right? I will help you build your kingdom. I will make sure that you are seen as somebody who is of value, who is seen as somebody who is as a king, right? And then all these problems, you as an individual won't have them anymore. You won't have the problem of loneliness. You won't have the problem of being overseen in the dating market. And then you'll be able to help your followers, and then slowly we can start helping the rest of the world. But it starts with me helping just 100 people. If you want to be one of those 100 people, reach out to me, and then we can see if we can work together.
And there's one group on the planet who accepts them with open arms. And the more that we demonize them, so when someone starts believing in this toxic masculinity, what is the response? Do people ever ask, like, help me understand what your life is like? Like, what do you like about this person? Because everyone's going to them for a reason, but we never bother to ask, why are you listening to this person? What does this mean to you? We see these posts all the time in our community. My boyfriend is getting into this stuff. My son is getting this stuff. How do I stop it? Hold on a second. Don't try to stop it. Understand it first. Because everyone's trying to.
The thing is, if you even was to understand it, it's the pace at which society is changing is you can't stop it, right? Like there used to be, for a small period of time, a situation where every man ended up getting married, having a family, and that will form contentment and give meaning to their lives. That has been broken, right? The nuclear family doesn't exist anymore. People are having less and less children. People aren't getting married. So even if you was to understand it, the new solutions that you work around is they're not there, right? Most men are struggling because they can't find dating partners, because they can't find a sense of belonging, a sense of community, and therefore they are turning to this promise of they'll be rich, that they'll, if they follow so and so influencer's advice. What I'm telling you is to become an influencer yourself, right? Like, don't trust anyone. Like, trust yourself, become an influencer, and you become the hero that you need in your life. You become the hero, the leader that you wish you had to guide you. Okay. And the way we do it around here is we make content, we build YouTube channels, we build our empires, we build a kingdom out right to the top, and then we start living life of luxuries. Then you don't have these problems of dating, of loneliness, because you'll be part of a kingdom. Other kings will recognize who you are, and naturally you'll be friends with other kings. That's just how it works. If you want to work with me, reach out to me. For everybody else, that is it for today. Take care and see